Hey, Justin Veruzzo here from Veruzzo Productions, and today we are going to take a look at these. In my left hand is Apple Airpods. In my right hand is also Apple Airpods, except one of these are fake, and you might be surprised how hard it is to tell the real thing from the fake thing. So recently, my wife lost one of her AirPods. These were AirPods that were second generation without the wireless charging case, but I had bought them directly at an Apple store. She absolutely loved them, and I thought maybe it was just cheaper to buy a new pair with the wireless charging case than spending $40 or $50 on just a single bud for AirPods that were over a year old. So I looked online and I saw that a lot of major retailers were selling them on sale for $129 for these second generation AirPods with the charging case. But then I looked on eBay and I saw one seller had a brand new buy it now for $100 sealed. And they had pretty good feedback, and I know I was protected by eBay's buyer protection program, so I really wasn't that apprehensive about buying them. So I did grab them, and I took a quick look at them once they arrived in the mail, and they seemed fine. The pairing process was as expected. I simply held them next to the phone, and they immediately paired, which showed me that these were legitimate AirPods. About an hour later, my wife decided to check them out, and she put one in her ear, and she said, "Wow, these are a lot lighter than the old ones." And me, being a typical husband, thought to myself, she's crazy. These are exactly the same AirPods she had before. The only difference is the case, so they couldn't possibly be lighter. But as you know, your wife is always right, 100% of the time, and I was wrong. And I actually took these to the scale to see what the difference was in weight. The authentic Apple AirPods weighed about 0.14 grams, while the Chinese knockoff AirPods weighed only 0.10 grams, so they were in fact quite a bit lighter. But I wasn't entirely convinced that these were fake because, after all, they paired seamlessly, which means that not only were these knockoffs, but they also had to knock off the Apple H1 chip so these would pair wirelessly so quickly, and they were identified by my phone as legitimate AirPods, which I found really fascinating. So then I started to take a closer look, and then I started to notice some other little things that stood out to me. Actually, the first thing that I noticed that made me a little bit suspicious was how difficult it was to get out of the box. Anyone who's ever bought Apple products before knows that those boxes are designed just perfectly, so the weight of the box just pulls itself out of the lid, and it's just beautiful packaging that they spend so much time engineering to make it just right. These, on the other hand, I had to shake violently to get the bottom of the case out of the top half of the box. Just so you see I'm not crazy, these are genuine AirPods, and you can see that this pulls off with no effort. These are the fake ones. These don't do that. These are much harder to get this to separate, and the suction is much tighter. But all in all, the packaging is still very impressive, and it's extremely close to the real thing. One of the other things that tipped me off was the green light on the charging case actually had a little bit of a glow around it through the plastic. Now, I wasn't sure, because I didn't have a wireless charging case, if this was normal on legitimate AirPods. However, what I did recognize was that the glow was a little crooked, and I knew there is no way Apple was going to put out a product with a crooked light in it. So check this out and tell me what you think. It looks legit, and you really don't see this glow unless it's really dark in the room, but nonetheless, it's crooked. This tipped me off. Plus, there was a little crack in the chrome on the back of the hinge. Again, this is something that you just would never see in a new Apple product like that. Another giveaway is the hinge itself of the top of the charging case. On the authentic AirPods, this hinge is very secure, and I don't want to say it's tight, but it opens and it has a good click to it when it does open. It's a satisfying click. It doesn't flop back down. You have to actually push the lid closed. In this case, on the Chinese AirPods, these lids were very floppy, so the lid would open and close very easily with very little resistance. Again, not Apple-like. Another giveaway was when I decided to pair them and reset them to pair them with my other phone to do some testing. When I clicked the pairing button, it clicked very loudly. It was a very distinct click. Obviously, real AirPods have a very soft touch button. Even though it has a definitive click point, it is virtually silent when you press that button. One question was, how good do they sound? And of course, they really don't sound that great. They don't sound anywhere near as good as authentic AirPods, but they do sound okay, and they certainly sound comparable to a lot of $40 or $50 wireless earbuds that I've tried in the past. So one benefit that I had when I received these is that I actually had an authentic set of AirPods in my hand that I could compare them to. And I gotta tell you, I am blown away and super impressed at how well these were replicated, down to the pairing. The pairing is what really took me by surprise. Effortlessly, just as I would expect authentic AirPods would work. And had you not had anything to relate it to, you might not even notice that the sound quality is not quite as good as the real thing if you've never had the real thing. The last thing that is a dead giveaway and should be the first thing you check should you ever buy AirPods from anyone other than an authorized Apple retailer would be checking the serial number on the box and checking the serial number as it shows up in the information section of Bluetooth when you click on your AirPods. In my case, those serial numbers were mismatched and they were not the same. So on legitimate AirPods, the serial number on the box is going to match the serial number that pops up in your phone once they're paired. Speaking of serial numbers, the most important thing to do is you can actually check and validate that you have authentic AirPods simply by going to the Apple Check Your Coverage page. I'll put a link to that below. But if you click there, you can just type in the serial number of the product you have and it will tell you if it is covered under warranty or not. Even if it's outside of warranty because maybe they're used AirPods, it'll still reflect that they're legitimate, authentic AirPods that are just no longer under warranty. So this is a great tool to use to really authenticate it. And this is something you can do with the serial number on the box before you even open the package if you are the least bit suspect of these being authentic or not. My final thought on this is just be careful and just buy them from a legitimate retailer. Get them at Best Buy, get them from Apple Direct, get them at an Apple store, Target, any large retailer that is an authorized Apple retailer, and you're not going to have to deal with this. The bottom line is if you see something that's $115, or in my case, $100 versus $130, I did take a $30 risk. It was somewhat calculated because I knew I was protected, but it's still aggravation. It's a hassle. I have to mail these back to the seller. I have to wait to get a refund, and it's just a headache. And I already felt, wow, why didn't I just buy them? They were on sale anyway. I could have grabbed them for $130 and had them shipped to my house and not had to deal with any of this. But I suppose the only upside of this whole experience is that now I am aware of how incredibly well these headphones can be copied. The next question is, I later found that there are a lot of websites that sell illegitimate Apple products. Some of these are as low as $30 or $40. Is it worth $40 if I had purchased these and they were $40 headphones? I suppose. I'm just not the type of person who would buy something that's a knockoff of something else to save money. There's a lot of $40 wireless headphones that counterfeit. And when you purchase something from a legitimate dealer, be it a $40 set of headphones or a $100 set of headphones, you have options, you have return policies, you have warranties. So if you just buy a cheap set of $40 headphones, you're going to have those options available to you as long as they are from the manufacturer and they are legitimate. So that's definitely something to consider. But if you really just want to look like, hey, I'm cool and I'm the Apple guy, and you want to get headphones for $40, yeah, I suppose they're not bad. Obviously, I'm not doing long-term testing on these. I don't know if they're going to hold up for a year. I don't know if they're sweat resistant or how tolerant they are of being carried around or kicked around or how long that battery is going to last. There's a lot of variables there. And quite frankly, again, for $40, I guess it's really cool that you can get something that would pair instantly like that. I was impressed that it switched over to my iPad as well, just as I expect any legitimate pair of Apple headphones to do. I hope this is helpful, and I hope this protects you from falling into a scam and possibly getting counterfeit items that are either going to fail you, or you're going to find out they're fake later on when you have a problem, or if you go to sell them to someone else, and then you're going to get in trouble. So my advice, buy legit. I hope this video helps. If you already bought something and you're suspicious about it, definitely double check those serial numbers between the box and the phone, and definitely check your coverage on Apple's website to see if it will validate that serial number as a legitimate serial number. Thanks so much for watching. Have a great day. If you enjoyed this video, please subscribe. Leave a comment below. Have you ever gotten fake AirPods? Did you intentionally get them? Did you get them by accident? Did you watch this video and find out, wow, the ones I had that I thought were legit are actually fake? Let me know. I'd love to hear about it. Thanks again. Be sure to subscribe, follow along, and I'll see you on the next one. Have a great day.